I have just come off a live training with my membership, and we were discussing meal planning. Now, it might seem like an odd time to do some meal planning, but actually we're just getting ahead as we feel we can for our individual lives, for our individual schedules, for January, for the new year, for the new goals, for getting us back on track, or however you want to kind of call it, in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm just going to do a really quick overview from what I went with, and I was telling them that I've kind of got 2 meal planners that I actually use, and I'm not a big meal prepper or batch cooker or anything like that. So I'm just going to explain how I do this really, really quickly. This one here is just for my evening meals, and this one is more for my husband's reference than for mine. Okay, so the evening meal that I'm cooking will go in the top, will go on there. And on a Monday, my husband, he's out late, so on a Monday he looks after himself. So on a Monday, I'll put what I'm having just as a meal there. On a Tuesday, I work late, so on a Tuesday, I'll put here, like, if I want him to look after himself, I'll put get a takeout. If I'm having leftovers from the day before or anything like that, or if I'm having something that he won't eat, then then I will just put get a takeout in the Tuesday night slot, and then I'll sort myself out. Or I'll put something in that I know we're both going to love, like maybe I'll pop to the fish and chip shop, or maybe I'll cook fish and chips or something like that, and I'll put that in there, and then he knows, don't phone me at work. He knows he doesn't have to sort himself out. He knows he can get in, do what he needs to do, and then when I get back, we're going to eat together, and he knows that he hasn't got to think about it or contact me. Wednesday night, we either go out or we spend the night together. So Wednesday night, I will put in here eating out, or I'll put what I'm cooking. Okay. Thursday night, again, he's out, so I'll put just for me in there, because it's a given. Mondays and Thursdays he sorts himself out. Friday is the same as Wednesday, so I'll put eating out, or I'll put whatever it is that I'm cooking in there. Saturday and Sunday we leave blank unless we're eating out, and we've got something booked, so I'll put that in there just to remind him. And that's more for him to kind of, so if you see on the back there, I've got a couple of magnets, and I just stick it on there, and he'll just check that when he's making a cup of coffee. It's just really, really simple. And then I've got a bigger one, and this one's for me. So this one, I know you can't see it very well, you've got kind of like your days at the top, and then you've got breakfast, you've got your morning snack, you've got your lunch, you've got your afternoon snack, you've got your evening meal, and then you've got your evening snack as well. And then the rest of it is kind of like water and what you're doing for exercise and stuff. This one, he doesn't pay any attention to, because this one's all about me. This is all for me. Irrelevant for him completely. Okay. So as I was explaining to my members, in the week, I like the same breakfast every day. Okay. Every day that I train, I know that it's good quality food. I know it's going to get me through a hard training session. I know that it's going to last me through the training session, so I'm not going to get halfway through and be hungry. And I'm a macro counter, so I also know what the macros are. So I train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So those days I'll just write in, because I already know what I'm having, and I'll just write that in. So that's my four of those mornings done. On the Wednesday morning, I'll just kind of have what I fancy, whether it be eggs, or whether it be an egg dish. It might be the same. It might be oats. It might be a smoothie. I'm not training, so it doesn't need to be as big, and it doesn't need to be as slow release energy, because I'm not training that day. Saturday and Sunday, my husband has the same thing for breakfast unless we go out, so I'll sort myself out, and I'll have what I fancy. My mid-morning snack is always the same on a training day. I always have a post-workout shake before I leave the gym, so I'm then not driving home hungry thinking, oh my God, what can I grab because I'm hungry? And obviously I want my body to go into repair kind of as soon as possible, right? So I will have that when I'm doing my cool down stretching, and that way I'm not ravenous driving home, and if I need to go to the shop, I'm not picking something up just because I'm hungry. So that's the same for me on every training day, and then on my non-training days I don't have a mid-morning snack. My lunch depends on my schedule. So if I leave the gym and I've got a client and I haven't got a very big window, that will impact on what I have, because I like to cook fresh. I don't mind having leftovers, but I'd rather have my leftovers the day after. I don't like freezing food, and I don't like batch cooking stuff. It just doesn't suit me. I don't like it. That's just for me. Okay, so on a lunchtime, on a Monday, I tend to have less time. So on a Monday, I'll pick something. I've got a bunch of recipes in my membership, which I just go into, I open it up and I'm like, right, which ones are quick? Okay, those are the ones, right. So on a Monday, I'll have that. On a Monday evening, however, I've got time. My husband's out, I finish work, I know that I've got time. I really enjoy cooking fresh when I've got the time and when I've got the space. If I'm rushed, I hate it, I find it super stressful, and I just don't enjoy it, which makes it 10 times worse. So on a Monday evening, whatever I cook on a Monday evening, I'll cook 2 portions of, and that will automatically go into my Tuesday afternoon or my Tuesday evening, because Tuesday evenings I work late, so it might be something I just want to reheat, or it'll be my Tuesday afternoon if my Tuesday afternoons are rushed. Wednesday afternoon, and I've got time to cook. So Wednesday afternoon, I'll do 2 batches, and I'll do Wednesday afternoon. Whatever's in Wednesday afternoon will automatically get put into Thursday afternoon, because I'm going to do 2 batches on a Wednesday. Wednesday night, I'm either cooking for me and my husband, so there'll be no leftovers, or we're eating out. Thursday again, I know I've got time because my husband's out, and I know I've got time and space to cook because I'm not working late. So I will pick a recipe that I want, either out of my recipe portal from a membership, or a cookbook, or an old favourite. And then on Thursday night, whatever I cook Thursday night, I know the leftovers will be had Friday afternoon. Friday is usually deadlift or squat day for me. So I'm starving after my training session. So it's really great to know that I can have food I just cooked yesterday, so it's still quite fresh, and I can just warm it up and then eat it. And then a Friday night, I'll either cook for me and James, or we'll go out. So there we go. And then a weekend's a bit messy, because weekends we kind of just, what do we fancy doing? But I've got time to go and shop for it, and I've got time to cook. So it's really not that big of a deal. So in the week, that's how I kind of do it. I will usually plan it on a weekend. So when I'm cooking, like when I'm cooking a Sunday roast and I'm waiting for something and I've got the timer on, that's when I usually plan it. Like I said, I don't like batch cooking. So what I'll do is I'll plan it and I will batch shop for it. So I'll look at my week, and at the bottom of here, I've got a shopping list that I can just tear off. And I've got the same thing on here. I've got a shopping list here that I can just tear off. So I just take both of them, and I'll put like my fresh stuff on one sheet, and I'll put my other stuff on the other. So I will batch shop for the ingredients that I don't need to be fresh, right? And then on the other list, I'll put all my fresh ingredients, like my fruit and my veg, on the other one. And I know that on the way back from the gym, I can just nip in, get that fruit and veg for that day, and then come, and then I'm getting it kind of like fresh every day. Or if I need to go to the butcher, I know I can do that with the meat. And I know which days I can go. For me, if it's the meat and the butcher situation, my butchers are closed on a Sunday and a Monday, so that kind of like factors in. So if I'm doing anything like that on a Monday, I tend to have fish. Just makes it a little bit easier, and it means that I can get really good quality meat from the butchers. But my 2 lists might sound complicated. They're super flexible. I can batch shop for them. I can repeat that meal plan every week if I want to. That doesn't suit me, but I can, right? So if it does suit you, you can do that. Batch shop for it. I can batch prep it. And what I mean by batch prep is I can weigh out all my ingredients. I can chop, I can dice my fruit and my veg, and I can stick it into containers and put it in the fridge, or put it into little freezer bags and put it in the freezer if I want to do that. I can even weigh out and bag up my meat or my fish if I want to batch prep stuff. So then when it comes to cooking, everything's weighed, everything's measured. I just grab those bags, all those containers, and just start cooking. So all the chopping and all of the weighing and all of that's done. Saves loads of time. So I can batch prep it if I want to. And if you are a batch cooker because of time, because it suits you, because you've got loads of room in your freezer, whatever it is, you can easily take this method and batch cook everything. Freeze it, put it in the fridge, whatever you need to do. You can do that. And the beauty of it is you can change it week by week. You can stick to this same plan, even with changing your meals, and still either batch shop one week, batch cook the next week, batch prep the next week, depending on your schedule. So that's kind of what we've been talking about today, and I wanted to share it on here because people talk about meal planning and food prepping and like all this batching and stuff, but I don't see things the way people do it being that realistic, or you know, being that flexible for a bunch of people who are watching to kind of easily mold it into their individual stuff. Where I think, even though I've got two lists, so you might have two lists, you might have a family list, and then you might have you, right? I just think it's actually really easy to do, because everything that goes on my husband's, it just gets copied from mine, other than if we're eating out, I just put eating out or take out or whatever. So everything kind of just gets copied, and there's a lot of meals there that I don't actually have to think about, because I know that on a Monday night, automatically I'm cooking for Tuesday afternoon. Thursday night I'm automatically cooking for a Friday afternoon. On a Wednesday afternoon I'm automatically cooking for a Thursday afternoon. So I'm only cooking 3 meals and I've got 6. So it doesn't have to be that complicated. You know, try to simplify it for your life. And this, you know, it doesn't have to be forever. You can swap and change it. You can, like I said, you can just recycle it and recycle it and recycle it if you want to, if that works for you. And, you know, food can be healthy and not boring. And that is going to help us stay on track and make it really, really sustainable. So I thought I'd just share my couple little insights there, a couple of my little tips and tricks, and hopefully it helps. If you've got any questions, please drop me a comment, send me a message. That's absolutely fine. I'm happy to help you out if I can. And remember, this isn't for now. This is for whenever you need it, forever, whenever you are ready. Okay, and if you are interested in checking out the recipes and stuff, then there's a link in the bio. Check out the membership. All right, see you guys. Have a good day.